What's going on, everybody? We are back with episode number 49 of the Real Bodybuilding Podcast, and I'm here with an in-studio guest.
First in-studio guest
ever, Mr. Paul Lauzon. By popular demand, Paul has asked me 49 times when he's going to be on the podcast. So I decided episode 49 would be with Mr. Paul Lauzon. For those of you who don't know Paul is
I got many titles.
Paul's a dad.
A dad.
A brother.
Husband.
A son. Husband. Landlord.
Federal agent.
He works at the Border Patrol.
Federal Customs agent.
Head judge. IFBB judge.
Pro judge.
Well, that's why IFBB is pro.
I'm a CPA head judge. I'm an IFBB pro judge.
So he's a pro and amateur judge.
I am.
And a retired amateur bodybuilder. I don't know if you can retire from amateur bodybuilding, but
I might compete still. Leave the door open. Model. Yeah, I've modeled.
Where the fuck does model come from?
You have a picture right there of one of
my. All right, let's show everybody what Paul's modeling photo looks like.
Not the height.
So when I typed in Paul Lauzon bodybuilder, these are all the pictures that came up. The pictures of me.
Which I don't. I think something's wrong there because when I do it on my computer, a lot more pictures of me come up.
This is Paul here.
That is me.
I'm spotting him.
I don't wear a watch.
That's you. I never wear a watch. That's at Joey's gym.
I don't wear a watch.
Yeah, and this guy's arms are bigger too. I don't know who that is. This is you right here.
That's me
standing behind.
That's definitely
and
me.
This is the unsung picture. Yeah, this is you.
Those peaks.
Pretty good peaks. But look how short your bicep is.
Well, Fouad, it's kind of a small.
I can't find any other photos of you,
which blows me away because there used to be all kinds.
Okay. Anyway, so now that they've seen what you look like, not really, but
where's that back picture?
What?
Where's that back picture?
What back picture?
There's a back picture of me. You're spotting.
I'm not going to be able to find that now. Anyways, so we decided Paul should be on the podcast. For some reason, you guys kept asking for him to be on the podcast. I don't know why,
For some reason.
Say hello, Paul.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here, Fouad. I don't know why it took you 2.5, 3 years or so to have me on this show.
I've only been live for a year.
I don't know why it's taking you a year to have me on, but I'm honored to be here.
We're going to see if anybody watches this. So I have a normal view count that I get on podcasts.
What do you normally get?
So the average is like 20,000 views.
Really?
For podcasts, for guests.
That's the average.
I'm going to bet that yours gets under 10.
What do I get if it gets over 20?
If you get over 20,000 views, I don't know. What do you want?
Let's ask.
Well, that's okay. We're going to let you guys decide the over-under. You guys let me know what Paul has to do if we get under 20 and what I have to do if we get over 20. And then that'll be the decision maker.
Okay, deal.
All right. So anyway.
So I'm going to need some help here getting over 20.
This is the hardest part for me is people are asking me to do this podcast and I don't know why. So I don't really know what to ask you.
Well, yeah, I know.
Actually,
we see each other every day.
What we should talk about is how you became a judge, why you became a judge. And
want to hear all that stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been a judge for 20 years now. Remember Nimrod King?
Yep.
Nim was a friend of mine. Nim was at the time, I think he was Western Regional Director for the OPA. So he asked me if I want to start judging.
Yeah.
At the time, I wasn't competing anymore. I was taking a hiatus from the stage. So, I was still a fan of the sport, though. I was still involved in the sport. I just didn't compete during that time. So I became a judge, and then
So you became a judge as like an amateur judge?
Yeah. Well, you have to start at level 1, right?
Was your aspirations always to be a pro judge?
At that time, no, I didn't really think much of it.
When you look at a row of people that come out, do you know right away who's going to win? Like let's say the 10 bodybuilders come out.
Yeah. Well,
do you kind of have an eye right away of like, you're like, okay, that guy's.
Well, amateur shows, I find in amateur shows, like you'll get like, depending on the level, if it's a pro qualifier, especially, like, actually it doesn't even matter the level, but you'll have your group of people that are in the mix for the top 3, whatever.
Yeah.
And, then you may have a middle sort of tier in there, the guys who are fighting for 4th through 8th or so, depending on the size of class, obviously. And then you have, the guys that still need to, do a little bit more work.
Well, what is the guy that walks out? Because, me and you have sat at shows and watched people before, and we both kind of like, as soon as somebody walks out, you're like, that guy's got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it? What's the first thing that someone can do to be that guy?
To be that guy in the lineup, just, you know, I mean, you gotta have everything, you know, to have that wow factor when you first walk out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the size, conditioning, shape. You know, it's one of those things where you don't see it every show, obviously, but you do see it from time to time. When you do, you know, you just right away, it's like, okay, there's your standard. Let's compare guys to this guy and see, you know, if anyone.
Is there favoritism in judging? Because everybody says, oh, there's politics.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can only speak for myself, obviously. I try to leave personal biases out of it. Obviously, I wouldn't be a judge if I let that stuff play into it. But we're all human, you know. And as much as we try not to, I think there are times where, you know, just as a human being, like, you know, you may have had a bad experience with somebody. You may have, you know, you may have had, like, you might have seen that person at a different show, and, you know, maybe they acted very unsportsmanlike or something like that. And as much as you try not to let that play into effect for what you're judging on stage that day, you know, like I said, you are human. So I think sometimes those things, like this.
Yeah, they want to see the whole mass.
Okay.
What about? So I became friends with you because I knew you were a judge, and I'm like,
yeah.
One day you'll place me ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, it helps you in one show.
It took you fucking forever to become a pro judge, so you really have been of no help to me.
No, except for your first show, the level 1 show you did. I pushed you through that one. I think you put a picture of that up recently, did you?
You fucking tried to mark me down, and it didn't matter. I fucking won anyway.
I'll tell you a story about Fouad. When I met Fouad, I thought he was very cocky. I didn't dislike you, but I did think that you were arrogant, which I didn't know you yet, right? So, and you know, I didn't realize.
Everybody thinks that.
Yeah, well, because I remember specifically one day I was training at the old Central Fitness. I didn't know you that well yet, but I knew who you were. I think we had maybe met. And you were in the dressing room getting changed, and I think you had some poses, and I walked in there to get my gym bag or whatever.
Yeah.
And you turned to me and said something like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty good, man."
Did I know you?
Yeah,
I knew you though, didn't I?
We knew each other, but not well.
All right.
And then you said something like,
"What a douchey thing to do."
I'm doing the Canadas this year or something like that. You know, I'm gonna have my pro card within the next year or two, and I'll be on the Arnold stage, Olympia stage in a few years. Something along those lines, you said, and I was just like, all right, here's another. You know, I was like, who's this clown? I was like, whatever, good luck to you, buddy. And as I walked out of my head, I was like, yeah, probably wouldn't even see this guy compete in 2 more years. Because that's what you get a lot, right? You get people who come along, they're all full of enthusiasm. They got, maybe some people have a lot of potential too, and they kill it for a couple of years, but then the longevity isn't always there.
Well, the problem is once people get to the higher levels, the competition gets harder.
Yeah, and I think especially from Canada, because, you know, before you, not a lot of Canadians were, I mean, there's a few like Henderson.
Well, there's making the jump from Canada's to pro, but I'm talking about even in the, it's a little different now because there's only 2 levels. Back when I was competing, there was 4 levels. So
5 when I started.
Yeah, so you would see people go through like level 1, which is municipal or whatever. Then you go to regional. Yeah. And they would maybe win those 2 shows or do pretty well. Then they would get to the provincial level, and they would get their ass kicked. It's a big jump. And then to the national, it was even bigger jump. And then once they start getting their ass kicked, they quit. Yeah, and then I think at that time too, especially like Canadians. Back in those days, like the guys who were turning pro out of Canada, because remember back then only like 1 or 2 guys out of Canada turned pro. Those guys, they really weren't stacking up well against the Americans. Yeah. You know, like if they went to the North Americans or even when they did their pro debuts, they weren't stacking up very well. It was almost like, you know, Canadians hadn't caught up to the Americans yet. So if you thought, wait a minute, so if you thought I was this cocky shithead, you started training with me like 2 years later. Yeah. Well, I got to know you and I realized that I wasn't a dick. More say it to the than anything else. No, yeah, that's true. I asked you to help me with the diet because I decided to get back on stage after I think. So you went from thinking I was a dick, to needing my help. Yeah. Well, I figured that you're someone who's involved in the game. I'd been out of the game for a while. I figured you're someone who. And then I got you more shredded than anyone ever got you shredded. Yeah, but you got me too shredded the first show. I flattened out like a pancake and I finished second place. Or you have a shit physique, and that's why you no. I probably should have won that show if I was fuller. So what's it like? You got to go to all the shows with me and everything, right? So it became normal in the early days. Yeah, it became normal to you kind of met a whole bunch of pros. Paul's like a huge fanboy, by the way, too. I'm a huge fan of bodybuilding. So always have been. It was like a huge thing for you to go to the shows. It was cool meeting a lot. Meet all the different pros and shit. Sitting down, having lunch with them and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that time. So it was worth it for you then to train with me and put up. But you know what? Going to all those pro shows with you early on, it set my standard for judging at a higher level, I think, because, you know, you go to these pro shows and you see, you know, awesome physiques, obviously. There's no weak physiques. And then you go back and judge like a level 1 show or something like that. You know, not to downgrade what people are doing. Everyone's got to start somewhere. But
you know, you're kind of like, man, like my standards are much higher.
They're far away. Yeah.
You're like, oh, that guy looks great, but you know, he's got shit glutes. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they're always but I think it made me a better judge.
What's it? Tell people if was it good training with me at the start or bad, or what did you think? Like,
it was good.
Okay? Tell people what's the shittiest part about training with me. And now, like, we're in a podcast. This is like the truth zone.
Okay.
So I can't hold it against you.
Well, obviously, keeping up with you at times is hard. You know, I mean, you do train very hard, obviously. You know, and
didn't you throw up like 8 times when we first started training?
like
so for me and Paul first started training together. When me and Paul first started training together, every fucking leg workout for like the first
10 years, probably.
No, it was like the first 10 workouts.
Oh, well, okay.
It was like 10 weeks. There was like a good 2 months there.
Yeah.
Whereas like every leg workout, Paul would go throw up.
Yeah.
And he would come back. And then he started to get kind of used to it.
Yeah. It takes a while. And I find even now, when you moved away for a while, even.
Yeah.
Like it takes a while to get used to that kind of training. And when you train by yourself, like I can still train good by myself, but you know, obviously you can't get pushed as hard when you're by yourself. And it took a little while to get back into that kind of shape again to train with you.
I don't think people realize it's another level.
It is another level completely.
Like
how many guys have tried to train with us in the past and they don't last?
But it's not even. I'm not even like pumping my own tires. Like when I look at like Branch Warren or like Ronnie Coleman, I myself look at that and go, "That's another level. Like that's a level I'm not at."
Yeah. You've always said.
And I don't think the average person looks at the pros and, you know, they say, "Oh, they're taking juice," or, "Oh, they eat way more than I do," or but they never just factor in the fact that the training is probably another level.
Oh, it is, right? Completely, yeah. So I never trained any other pros other than you. I mean, other than maybe a couple workouts here and there.
But that's the worst part physically. What was the worst part mentally?
Leg day. I would get anxiety attacks.
No, mentally, like, was I a joy to be around?
No. But entertaining. Very entertaining though, especially the diet in the early years, because you learn how to diet better as time went on. You used to be so angry when you dieted, but it used to be hilarious. Remember one time? I would tell a funny story. Remember one time we were training at Central, and the other like busy gym in Windsor, the one on Dougal, had closed down for a while. They brought all their members to Central for a few weeks. Yeah. But you were like a month out from a show, I think. And I remember one day we're training in there, and everybody's staring at you because you know, obviously, you know, they don't see guys like you very often. And this one guy just kept staring hard while we were training, and you were like getting warmer. You're like, fucking God, keep staring at me. So Fouad's done his set. He's like, watch this. The guy lies down on the bench to do like a set of dumbbell flies, I think.
I remember
Fouad's like, watch this. Fouad like steps over him pretty much with your like a bunch of your balls right in his face, and you're like staring down at him while he's doing his set. And you're like, how do you like being stared at? I swear to God, the guy like ran out of the gym.
I was such
2 seconds later.
That's not good. Well, listen, it was hilarious at the time because we were both younger.
Yeah. And
I was a fucking huge dick.
Well, yeah, I think you just didn't understand. Well, I didn't understand or not, but like people don't see guys like you very often, right? So they're gonna stare just out.
But it's not. This is the thing, though. I feel like there's a difference between looking at somebody and going, "I haven't seen that before," and just stopping. Just stopping and staring because it's uncomfortable, right? It's not like
I'm sure it would be,
especially when you're a month out from a show and you're like your mood is all fucked up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a justification. I shouldn't have done it anyway, but it was fucking hilarious at the time.
It made for great stories today now too.
It was funny at the time, but
there was lots of C-bombs being dropped after sets back in those days.
I used to swear after every set I would get up and say some
fuck, cunt. Yeah. Well, remember after like the
cunt or fuck or
remember the leg room in Central?
Yeah,
we'd always be back there, you know, doing legs, whatever. And then like, you know, once in a while you'd see like an old man or an old lady like turn the corner to go in there to do some like scissor leg exercises or something, and they'd hear whoever like "Cut!" and they would just turn back around and go to the other side of the gym again.
We were fucking total meatheads.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
So Paul competed for like. How long did you compete for? You started in the 80s. Paul's old as fuck.
So, that 80s?
Didn't you compete in the late 80s?
90s. Fucking
90s. Okay.
80s.
Paul beat Ben Pekulski.
I did at a show.
When Ben Pekulski was like 16.
Yeah. He got second in the Arnold, so pretty much I could have got second in the Arnold.
So like bodybuilding match.
Yeah. But in Ben's defense, he didn't diet for that show. He knew he was going to qualify for.
Was that the one where he did the Top Gun routine?
His routine?
Yeah.
I don't even remember his routine. He probably didn't even bother putting one together. He probably just picked a song and hit a couple.
It was like his first show though. So you beat Ben.
Second.
You beat Ben, and then didn't you lose to Kovacs at that show?
No, the next show. The next show.
Okay.
No, sorry. I got to rewind this a little bit. Kovacs, that was earlier. I had 2 bodybuilding careers. I took a little 10-year hiatus in there.
Why?
I kind of got disenchanted for a while after I competed against Greg Kovacs and Freddie.
Oh, so Greg beat your ass. And then oh, that's right. You did have, because you had stopped competing. When I met you, you weren't competing anymore.
Yeah, right. I started again when I met you. I did my first show at 19. I did my first show when I was 19 years old, Stratford's. I did junior heavyweights, and I won my class. And then the next year, I did the same show and won the overall. And then I thought I was good.
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy wrote me a letter. I told you that story
Robert
before.
Robert
Kennedy wrote me a letter.
And a Robert
letter from Robert Kennedy.
Robert Kennedy's secretary wrote you a letter.
It was from Robert Kennedy himself.
and had a stamp.
We think you're going to be something special. You got great potential. Send us some pictures.
You know Robert Kennedy didn't write that, right?
He did. It was signed by him.
Yeah, they have a stamp with his signature.
No, this is like in 1993. There's no stamps with signatures.
Okay, so Robert Kennedy handpicked you.
Handpicked me.
Okay, so you're the same as like Arnold, pretty much.
Right. Well, I think he was thinking that I might be.
Because for those of you who don't know who Robert Kennedy was, he was the owner of Muscle Mag International, which is a major magazine, just like Flex Magazine was.
That's one of the best eyes for talent.
So Paul thinks Robert Kennedy wrote him a letter. Okay, so
He did. I lost it. I wish I could have kept
it. Right.
Anyway, I'll show you the issue that I'm in, though.
Right.
So anyways, I kept it. So Robert Kennedy wrote me a letter. So I thought I was something special. And then the next year, I did the next level, which back in those days was level 2 in Ontario, with the Western Ontarios.
Yeah.
And that's when I remember at the weigh-in seeing Greg Kovacs weighing in, because he was an amateur at that time too, and Freddie Antiwi, who some of you may know Freddie from Muscle Memory Magazine. They were both just freaks. And I looked at them and I just thought, I'm in the wrong sport altogether here.
Yeah.
So I didn't even finish that show. I left after the prejudge, and I didn't compete. I did one more show after that.
Yeah.
There was a Windsor show like a week later, and I just kind of
winged it.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of cocky too.
Yeah.
I thought, at least I'll win a Windsor show, and I'd get like 4th or 5th there. So then I just gave up, and then I came back about 10
And then when I came into the picture, you decided to start competing again.
Yeah, I was starting to get the bug again already. And then I saw you one day at the gym, and I told you that I wanted to compete again. I asked you if you would do my diet for me.
What was it like shaving my ass at all the shows?
I never shaved your ass. I've shaved your back, your traps. You've asked me to shave your ass.
For those of you who don't know, back in the day, we didn't have spray tan. Like, they didn't have the spray booths. So
Pro-tan.
Paul would come with me to the shows, and we'd get the Pro-tan jug, pour it into like a cup of like a rock glass or something, or a bowl, and then dip the paintbrush, and Paul would sit there and paint me.
Yeah, for hours.
Everywhere.
And Fouad would yell that I wasn't doing a good job.
Yeah.
Because he was angry. But,
well, it sucks standing there for.
It does.
It's like an hour-long process, and you're dehydrated. It's the night before a show,
and you got to stand there and let it dry.
You're standing there fucking naked. Your buddy's like in your ass crack.
Well, I wasn't in an ass crack, and he wasn't naked. He had underwear, I think.
He's saying that for the podcast.
But anyway, yeah, it's much easier for competitors nowadays. That was brutal.
I think Dorian did that for me once too.
He painted you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mish was Mish once.
I think Mish might have done it once.
Or Al, maybe. We're in Vegas.
Yeah. So why'd you retire?
The last time?
Yeah. Why'd you eventually hang it up?
Kids, marriage, injuries. It didn't work anymore.
Yeah. Paul has more injuries than I do.
I got more. Well, they're most of the results of you, but
they're not. Do you think it's something to do with my training? Maybe that's why you're all fucked up.
Yeah. Well, the worst injury I ever had was my pec, when I tore my pec. You were there. And that one was completely my fault. It's the stupidest thing I ever did in my life. It was the only time in my entire life I didn't warm up before I started to work out.
Well, because we had started already.
Yeah, I was late.
Well, we used to train me, him, and another guy, Mish, our friend. And he was late, and we started.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, I was like real strict about time. I'm like, if you're not there.
We used to do laps.
Yeah, you would have to do a lap around the gym. You had to do a lap. Every 5 minutes you were late, you had to do a lap around the gym. So we had started, and he came in. We were up to, we'd worked our way up to 3 plates.
Oh, yeah.
He comes in the fucking gym and just decides to start. He starts with does a couple with 2, and then he puts 3 on and fucking.
Yeah, back in those days I could bench 4.
You never benched 4.
I could do it for a couple of reps.
They can't hear you. You're not even talking loud enough.
I could do it for a couple of reps.
What?
400.
No,
405.
No, you could.
I've done 405.
I've never
back in those days.
Yeah, like half rep. Like
no half rep. I used to do 4 reps before I tore my pec.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Well, call Mish. Mish will back it
up. Let's see if we have any questions here. Let's see what the people want to ask you.
Okay.
65 questions.
Really?
All right, let's see it. How many inches on his arms does he feel he has gained since loading and unloading all of Fouad's 45s over the years? Fuck you. That's from Dante Trudell, by the way. Fuck you, Dante. He's calling you my weight bitch.
Oh, Dante. Well, I'm sure Fouad's made some gains unloading and loading my plates.
I never, ever have loaded your foot. No, we don't do that shit. You know what? It's funny. I see that shit all the time now. Like, a bodybuilder would be doing a set and he'll sit down to do a bench press, for example, or a dumbbell press. And he'll be like, you pass me those dumbbells, and he'll just sit on the edge of the bench. And like, the guy's got to put them on his knees for him. His training partner's got to pick the dumbbell up and put it on his knees. I'm like, I'm not about that. You know me, like half the time I don't want you to touch me.
No, not usually. No.
Like there's a really, really important thing about having a good training partner, knowing exactly when to step in and when not to step in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we kind of had that like from the very beginning.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like it wasn't like something we had to learn. It was kind of weird. We kind of just knew. He kind of knew exactly when I needed to push and when to leave me alone.
Yeah, and how much to give.
And we don't do the whole fucking unload. You unload my plates and I'll unload yours, and I'll put the dumbbells on your legs and you put the dumbbells on mine. We don't do that shit, man.
Yeah.
You grab your own fucking weights, you do your own fucking set, and you put your own fucking weights back.
Yeah. And we leave a mess usually by the time we're done. There's usually quite a few dumbbells. I mean, we wait till the end to clean it up.
Well, we'll do the exercise, and we'll leave a bunch of dumbbells on the ground. But then when we're done the exercise, we'll put them all back.
Clean them all together. Yeah.
But it's like, we don't do this. So Dante, we're not. He's not a bitch. Summer, my wife.
Your wife has a question, eh?
That's the other good thing about a training partner being your best friend. We drive to the gym together every day, and all we do is bitch about our wives. All I do is no.
I'm just joking. My wife.
So your wife's not gonna look. We're 20 minutes in. They stopped watching. Like
yeah, for sure.
We can talk about them now. So I bitch about my wife. The next day he'll get in and be like, my wife fucking did this. And we just bitch for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes on the way to the gym, and then we just get.
But it's good. We get it out, and then we get to the gym. We don't talk at all.
But sometimes it's not good because then we get home. And then he gets me fired up, and then I end up yelling at my wife.
Yeah, I've done that too.
So
yeah, I've done that too.
Summer asks, as your second wife, how many times? Oh my! She just asked the same question I asked. How many times has Paul had to shave your ass before a show?
It's your job, Summer. You're the wife. I'm the partner.
Ahmad asks, is it appropriate to wear the Rock's shoes in your 40s and 50s?
That's awesome.
Paul, like I said earlier in the show,
Love the Rock.
Paul is a huge fanboy.
Wow.
When The Rock came out with his clothing line, it's like this. Like I've had this clothing line for like a year now, over 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's got like one shirt of mine. He's my best friend. One shirt. The Rock comes out with his clothing line, buys all his fucking shirts, 2 pairs of shoes, shows up at the gym wearing like The Rock, like Iron Paradise. Fucking look at my. Got the fucking Brahma bull on his fucking shoes. Like, you fucking cock.
It's nice stuff.
You're a fanboy. All right. Would you wear each other's underwear after cardio if it meant you would never get injured again?
No.
I would.
No, I would never wear
100%. 100% I would.
No way. I'd see what this guy eats. No way. I would never do that.
Think about how great my bodybuilding career would be if I never got injured.
Oh, they'd be huge on me for one thing. And
in the fucking dick area.
Yeah, right. Just in the ass alone. The dick area would be very tight on me.
When did you and Paul first fall in love? Fuck off. We started training. When did we start training together? 2005?
I think
2004.
Yeah, or 6, around there. 5.
No, because you came with me. I remember you came with me to the 2005 Canadian Nationals because I won the super heavyweights in Montreal.
Yeah, that's right. So, but
you weren't at the 2004 Nationals.
So sometime between there.
So sometime in there. 2004,
Oh, that was a funny story.
What happened?
What happened that time?
Oh, when I almost died?
Yes. And then
that's not really that funny.
Can we talk about it though?
I talked about it on another podcast. I don't care.
Can I tell my side of the story?
Yes,
so
you can tell your side of the
I was leaving on I think I was going up there on Friday night after I left work or something like that. You were already there. And I got a phone call from your then girlfriend.
My ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, who was like freaking out. And she's like, I don't know what happened, but Fouad won't wake up and he's lying in a pool of sweat and I can't get him to wake up. I'm gonna smack him in the face and he won't wake up or anything. So I kind of figured what had happened. You already told me what happened.
Well, I mean, it took too much insulin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what do you call me for? Call an ambulance.
Call a doctor, yeah.
And give him some sugar, try to get some sugar in him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she did. She stuffed some stuff in your mouth or what she did.
She put cookies in my mouth. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. I'm fucking like half dead. She's like, I'm putting chocolate chip cookies in my fucking mouth.
She crushed him at least.
It's literally from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is what happened. I'll tell you guys the full story, just so it's not like my coach at the time had
that Chad?
No.
Sorry.
My coach it doesn't matter. My coach at the time had me taking insulin and GH, and I was carb loading with insulin. And this is one of the reasons I hate insulin. And whatever. Anyway, the point is, I had loaded both syringes and put them both in the same container. But I remember thinking which one was on which side, because it was at separate sides, right? There was an elastic for each side. And I ended up that night taking the insulin instead of the GH and then going to sleep. And I remember waking up like 3 or 4 hours later and thinking, a little woozy. Like I feel a little woozy. I went and took a piss and I went back to sleep. And then the next thing I know, I wake up, they're putting me on a stretcher because I had taken insulin, and there was like, I apparently I was like laying in a puddle of my own sweat, and I almost fucking died. Like it was pretty dangerous. And it's one of the reasons why I don't advocate the use of insulin that much. I don't like using it. After that, I never really used it again that much.
I remember thinking that, okay, well, you're not going to compete now,
That's the best part of the story.
Yeah. So I think you called me like later that night. As I was thinking, okay, I don't got to make the drive up now. He's not going to compete. He's just going to come home.
Yeah. This guy's just happy he doesn't have to drive to Montreal, which is like an 8-hour drive. I'm almost dying. And he's like, well, at least I don't got to drive to fucking Montreal.
I can do something else tomorrow. So, and then you call me. I don't know if you just got out of the hospital or what. And you're like, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, how you feeling? And you're like, I feel great. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you gonna come back to Windsor now? Yeah, what are you doing? And you're like, no, I'm gonna compete. And I was like, well, what do you mean you're gonna compete? And you're like, I signed myself out of the hospital. I'm competing still tomorrow. I was like, okay, well, got my car, then I drove up.
Yeah, what happened was they put me on a stretcher. I remember being put on a stretcher, and then the next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital, and they had hooked me up to a dextrose drip, and they were basically flooding my body with sugar. And I came back around, and once I kind of felt fine. I was like, you know what? I got to go. In my mind, all I was thinking was I got to go see what I look like. Because now it's Friday, the day before the show. This was Thursday night this happened. So now it's Friday morning. I'm like, I got to go see what I look like. So I take my like dextrose drip and I wheel myself down to the bathroom. And I look in the mirror and I'm fucking peeled out of my mind. Dude,
right out,
every drop of water, because I sweat so much.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Every drop of water was out of my body.
And plus are they giving you like a...
And they were giving me sugar.
Yeah.
So I was like starting to fill out. And I'm like, it's probably the best I ever... Yeah, don't do it though. Okay? It was probably the best I ever looked. And then I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go compete. So I signed myself out of the hospital. They're like, oh, we don't think you should leave. It's funny. The doctor goes, I need to see what you're doing. So my ex-girlfriend had like the list of everything I was doing, like the food and everything, like the whole stack. Mm-hmm. And she gives it to him, and the doctor's like, he's doing this? I was like, yeah, give me that shit. Fuck off. So I was like, I'm getting out of here. The doctor's like, I don't think it's a good idea. I'm like, but I feel fine. And he's like, yeah, but we don't know like if the like insulin's gonna hit again, right? But I knew it wasn't at that point.
Because of Humalog or whatever.
I think it was R. I think it was R, Humulin R. So anyway, I checked out and I called my coach and I was like, this and this happened. And he's like, just start eating. Just start fucking eating. This is what I want you to eat. And he added some like baked goods into my diet. I got on stage the next day and I won my class.
You should have won the overall at that show.
I should have won the fucking overall at that show.
You talk about judging favoritism at that show. That was in Quebec.
Yeah,
there was some favoritism going on there.
The guy from Montreal won that show. He went on to do like 2 IFBB shows, lasted both, and then retired.
Yeah.
And I totally should have fucking won that show. I don't. But this is the fucked up part is when I remember when I checked out of the hospital, I got in a cab. I didn't have any shoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because remember they just took me out of bed.
Yeah.
They took me in my underwear. They just took me out of the bed and put me on a stretcher. So I remember they gave me hospital pants, but I didn't have a shirt and I didn't have any shoes.
So you walked out of there like
So I walk out of the hospital in hospital pants, shredded, no shirt, no shoes.
What, they take you just in your underwear?
No, I was in my hospital pants.
No, when they took you to the hospital.
They took me to the hospital in my underwear. They just took me out of bed and put me on a stretcher. So I have hospital pants, no shirt, no shoes, walking through the hospital shredded. I get in a taxi cab They dropped me off at the hotel. And you know how the host hotel is when you're competing. There's all the competitors and the photographers.
Yeah, they're all in the lobby.
So I get out of the taxi cab and naked, pretty much.
Yeah, another story came out of that.
Anyway, listen. So I walk through the host hotel, and I just try to ignore everybody because I don't want to tell anybody what happened. I walked straight to the elevators and went to my room. Next Muscle Mag International magazine that came out, there's an article in there. Cocky Fouad walks through the host hotel with no shirt on, trying to show everybody up, and I'm like, you dumb motherfucker! I was in a hospital the night before. So that shit came out. Then all of a sudden I had this reputation that I was super cocky, and it all came from that story.
Yeah, and you know what? And how many people do you see do that today now?
Now they do it. Now they do it on purpose.
Yeah, nobody wears clothes anymore.
Yeah,
they go to registration. They got no clothes on.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So what's another question?
Any tips on how to maintain muscle? Boring. Let's see. This is too long. Would you rather smoke crack once a month for the rest of your life, or smoke weed every day, 3 times a day for the week? Can we tell them?
Yeah, I don't care.
Paul's chronic as fuck.
Well,
so,
I don't know if I like.
I don't know, chronic. I like weed, he says. Paul's chronic as fuck. He was like,
by chronic, you mean every day.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys. Ben, what's up, man?
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Paul.
How are you?
Hey, Ben.
So, this is the sidekick episode.
I don't know why you keep calling me a sidekick.
Yeah, I had that like for 10 years. I
don't know what he's talking about, sidekick.
The sidekick never knows they're the sidekick. That's why.
It's like he thinks I'm Robin or something.
No, what were we talking? Oh, so listen, somebody asked the question if Paul would rather smoke crack or weed, and what they don't know is Paul is fucking chronic as fuck.
I like weed. I'm not chronic. I like weed.
He's probably high right now. So,
no, I'm not. I will be after this, though.
Listen, so for the first, like, how long? I swear to God, this is not a lie. I swear to God, we were friends for like probably 4 years before I knew. That's how chronic he is. Like, he's one of those people that smokes weed and like
I can keep it together. That's all.
It's completely.
I can handle my shit. I can keep it together. That's all. You ever see this guy high?
No, wait a minute.
He hides in a corner and cries.
Yeah, I know. That's me.
He's like, it's all scared.
No, you know, I got a funny story about this. So Luke was Paul, right? Luke was high. Most of,
was he?
I'd imagine most.
You couldn't tell.
Most of the podcasts, he's high as shit, right? Anyway, we did an IG live thing on his, like, split screen, right?
Yeah.
So we were sat on his sofa one evening. This was like 2 years ago. And he was like, oh, let's smoke. And he's like, I was staying here. So we ordered pizza and we went on IGTV and we just did a Q&A thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out I stared at the screen for an hour solid like that. Right? And he's acting completely normal. And everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with Ben? I'm like, and in my head, I'm going, act normal.
Yeah,
that would be Fouad.
That's me. That's exactly what happened to Maximo.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, you know, it's funny. I think he did that to James once.
Yeah.
So I had him and James on the podcast.
Oh, I think you told me this, and James was really quiet one day.
So James is really quiet, and then the next day I get a message from James, and he's like, hey, I'm really sorry about last night. Luke made me smoke a joint.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, he was an animal. Luke could function, and obviously you can too.
That's how he is, man.
I'm game. I have to, because I started using it a little bit after I got insomnia, and someone was like, "Oh, why don't you try and help you sleep?" And it basically makes me like comatose. So I have to brush my teeth. I have to go brush my teeth and everything, and then I lay down, hit it, and I lay down.
Yeah.
I can't move otherwise unless.
That's how I am.
Yeah. I wonder. It's weird. Like, do you consider yourself more of a not hyper, but a high energy person?
Not right now. Fuck.
Normally, because Fouad is kind of right. Like, you consider yourself.
I'm not high energy. I'm high strung.
Okay,
there's a difference.
Better.
Yeah.
So, and I'm very laid back.
No, that's not true. Listen, that's not true. I'll tell you what. There was like, what was it, like a month or two where you had to do like, he had to go weed free because he was trying to get life insurance.
Oh, that was a while.
So he's trying to clean it up.
That was tough.
By the end of the month, he was just like I was. He was a total asshole.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
So Luke used to say the same thing. He'd be like, he'd be really anxious, and then when he was high, it would bring him to normal.
Right.
I'm fine, and when I smoke, I get really anxious.
That's Fouad too. Everyone's different, you know. And there's a lot. Is it legal in England?
No.
No.
It's legal here now. So
yeah.
All right, so I have another question I got a Q&A here because people are asking for Paul's input on me.
Yeah.
What pisses you off about Fouad the most?
You're late for the gym a lot.
I'm not late for the gym.
You're late for the gym a lot. Almost every day I get a text, hey, I'm running late. I need 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And I tell this guy every time, I don't care, but let me know because I time my meals. So if you're going to be half an hour late, I need to have a little something, you know, to hold me over till we get there.
I'm late like 5 minutes.
No, I can show you the text on my phone. Most days it's about 10 to 15. Okay.
10.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Sometimes it's a half hour.
Ben, how bad is 10?
I haven't known you that long, and I've got 2 messages from you in the past 2 months saying I'm going to be late. I just need to go do this.
See, maybe you don't realize that about yourself.
All right, fuck you.
I'm very punctual.
Okay, wait a minute. If that's the thing that pisses you off the most of all my shit,
it pisses me off. I'm very punctual though.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to all the other stuff I thought I did bad.
Well, you're mean, and you do a lot of other things too. I don't have all day to tell you everything.
Well, he's saying the most.
The most irritating thing? Is that the question?
It says the most that pisses you off the most.
That pisses me off. Yeah, the late thing. I can deal with your anger.
Yeah, punctuality. Luke was a nightmare. I told you this before.
Yeah, but Luke used to make you sit in the gym for like an hour.
Oh, that'd be tough.
Like Luke would go with him to the gym. You said they would sit in the gym and he would sit on his phone for like an hour before they worked out.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
That'd be tough.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, no, you don't do that.
Is it hard to try and tune out politics when judging a physique?
Oh,
if you didn't know, Paul's an IFBB judge.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, we just talked about this earlier, though.
Yeah, we did talk about
it again.
Yeah, no, we don't want to talk about it again. So, how did you guys meet? We already talked about that. Have you and Fouad ever been at each other's throats? If yes, what happened? Have we ever gotten in a fight?
Yeah, you were mad at me once for something. You didn't talk to me. You blocked me once. Remember? This is another angry Fouad story. And I didn't even know he blocked me for months. I know.
I blocked him as a joke.
No, yeah. You were dieting for a show and you were getting pissed off with my comments on your Instagram. That's what it was. I like to talk shit to Fouad on Instagram. Sometimes people get angry at me about that stuff, though. Remember, I was starting to get like
because my fans got my back.
Yeah, I started to get some threats. So anyway, Fouad put up a post one day. I forget what it was, and I put up like a smart ass comment on there, like, "Oh, you look like shit" or something like that.
Yeah,
I forget what it was.
Yeah.
But he was getting ready for a show, and I could. There was no reply to it, no nothing, right? So I was like, he might not like that. So anyway, a couple months go by. And I hadn't talked to Fouad much because he's living in Toronto at that time. And then my wife says to me one day, she's like, "Hey, did you see that post Fouad put on Instagram?" I'm like, "No, I was just on Instagram. I didn't see any post by Fouad." So I go my Instagram up, I look, Fouad's not even on my page. I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" He blocked me. He blocked me all that time ago because he's mad about that comment. So I called you and I'm like, "You blocked me."
No, that's bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
It's not. It's half true. I did it to see if he would know. It was like a joke. It was like I blocked him as a joke, and then he didn't know, so it wasn't funny.
It wasn't.
Sounds like a shitty excuse for blocking.
It wasn't a joke. Trust me, he was mad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he was fucking going in on me hard. I was dying for a show.
That's the real answer. The fucking real answer.
I got fucking sensitive, man.
He does. When he's dieting, he gets sensitive.
Yeah. Would you be where you are without the quality training partner you have?
Never.
I won 2 shows when you weren't around.
Yeah, but we built the foundation way before that.
My best record in bodybuilding was when I wasn't training with Paul.
Fluke. Just a fluke. That's all that was. No, I mean, you could always push yourself in the gym. You didn't need me.
I don't need I don't know. How would Luke needed somebody, no? Or no?
I used to, so again, it's different. I used to say what Paul just said, was like, Luke would have been Luke regardless, but I've heard him countless times say he wouldn't have done what he did without me there. Yeah. So Luke would say what your answer is, and I would say what Paul's is, which is I don't want to take credit for, Luke.
I think it is. It's like this. How can I put it? I don't need you to help me train, but it's more the mental aspect sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The camaraderie.
I don't want to say camaraderie because camaraderie means like it's like fun and you're having fun, which is important, but
you don't have fun with Paul.
No. It's not about that though. But I mean more is like when you're having a shit day, or you're having a shit day looking at your physique, or like maybe your lift wasn't as good as it was supposed to be. Your training partner's there to kind of pick you up, kind of thing.
even if he's not doing it actively, he's just there.
Yeah, it's just a more of a mental thing for me than a physical thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, I always find, like, I don't know, doing cardio. I always do my cardio at home, like in the living room, and I find that hard. When I used to go and do my cardio in the gym, even if there's like 20 other people in there doing their cardio, it's kind of easier because I'm like, oh, these dickheads are doing it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
No, I know what you mean, because I've gone to the gym like in the summertime when no one's there. It's like I'm the only person in the gym.
Yeah.
And at times I'll be like, fuck, everybody else is out on a patio somewhere or at the beach. And I'm in here at the gym. And then sometimes I like that. And sometimes I'm like, fuck, I'm the only person here. You know what I mean?
The cardio is the one I find hardest.
Yeah.
Like going out in the mornings, I'm like, oh, fuck, my dogs are just sitting there looking at me like I'm a dick. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What funniest or most embarrassing story about Fouad? Well, we already told the hospital one.
Yeah.
Paul almost got me fired from, well, actually, Paul did get me fired.
He was on his way out already.
Muscular development. I had a contract with Muscular Development. It was good too. It was like I was getting paid like $4,500 a month.
shit.
And Paul, they bring me to the show. They're like, we want you to be the analyst for the show. And it was over the border in Michigan. So we go over the border, and I bring Paul, and Robbie Durand was the editor, and he's like, hey, can your buddy work the camera?
Yeah, but
They just had a camera just set up. It was on a tripod. All they had to do is hit record.
I didn't know how to use a cell phone back in those days, let alone a camera.
So I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, he can help, no problem. So I go sit with them in the front. They tell Paul to go in the back. They show him how to use the camera. They're like, just hit record, whatever. So we go sit in the front. We're doing the analyst shit. Half intermission, he goes back to check the tape.
I didn't turn it on. So
Motherfucker doesn't hit record. They're like, you didn't hit fucking record, man.
So that I did.
So, but how did that get you?
Don't worry, it goes further. So this is just a whole day. This is the beginning of the day.
Yeah. So I'm eating protein bars all day long.
So wait a second. And he's eating protein. Keep in mind, he's eating protein bars all day.
Yeah,
so,
protein shakes.
So then the second half of the show, he records, but he records it with the zoom all the way back, so you can't see anything.
It's like looking down a hallway.
It's like this is like literally people are like this big in the fucking video.
Oh my God.
So they give me shit for that. Then we go film a workout or something like that, and then later on that night we go up to his room. We go up to the editor's room for something. I forget why we were there.
Edit the video or something like that.
Yeah, we had to do voiceover for the video. While we're doing voiceover, Paul's like, "Hey, Robbie, can I use your bathroom?"
All those protein bars had made their way through me by that
This
point.
motherfucker goes in this guy's hotel room bathroom and takes a shit.
Were you in the same hotel as them?
No, we're from Windsor, so we just drove over there.
Yeah, it was in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like,
So you kind of went to your room and
no, but
it's Robbie's room.
Yeah, but there's a bathroom in the lobby. Like, you don't take a dump in someone's room. So he takes a dump in the room. Then the fucking toilet overflows.
Overflows.
God.
So
Okay,
they gotta call the fucking guy for the hotel to come up and fix the toilet.
Yeah, they couldn't change his room either. They had no other rooms
They
available.
couldn't change the room. Like a month later, my contract's up. They're like, "You're fired." I'm
Yeah.
like,
and then remember we told Greg Valentino the story, and then he wrote it in his
Greg
his
Valentino
monthly column.
Yeah. So this fucking guy, I'm telling you, man. In spite of you, I've done okay.
What did you get a better contract after that one, though?
He did.
No, I didn't.
Muscle Tech.
No,
Where'd you
no.
go after that?
No, I got fired from Muscular Development.
Yeah, but look at now, you got your own business. I helped him.
Yeah.
If you could only keep one, which one would you keep, Paul or Hostile?
Well, that's for you.
That's a fucking tough one.
You mean the business?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I kind of built the business for you. So.
I don't know what I would do. That's a tough question. I'm just joking.
You take me.
Yeah, I think.
He doesn't want to say it. He'd take me.
How often does Fouad say, "Well, wait a minute" in the gym? I say it all the time in the podcast.
You do say, yeah.
As a judge, what would you look at Jay Cutler, Kevin Levrone, good and bad, and who really won? I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Did Kevin Levrone ever compete against Jay Cutler?
Not that I know. Maybe.
I can't think of that.
That's when Jay was really young and Kevin was.
No, but I can't think of that as like a 1-2. Like they were never. It was never a rivalry.
Yeah, they were never head to head. No.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what they're saying. What was your favorite memory in the gym together? You think of one, Paul?
Remember you had to do those suit squats?
Holy
That was
fuck.
pretty good. Fouad lost a bet once, and for his
Fouad loses a lot of bets.
yeah, he does lose a lot of bets. This one so he had, if he, as a loser of the bet, he had to go to the gym and he had to do 10 sets of 10 wearing a suit, squats.
10 sets of 10 squats.
The jacket,
Dude,
the tie.
Tie,
I
jacket,
had a full
The
suit on.
shoes.
the ass.
Yeah.
By the end of the workout, the ass was completely ripped out of it. It was like split right down the middle. The jacket was split in the back. The tie, I think he had loosened the tie at least. But
No, I took the tie off.
Did you take it off?
I had the top button undone, but the fucking jacket was split in the back. The pants were the whole center of the pants were fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember what I had to do once when I lost?
Was it a legit suit, or did you just buy it?
what's that?
Did you buy a shitty suit for it, or was it one
Yeah,
of
we
your
went to like
legit-
the thrift shop
Yeah,
and bought
yeah.
like a fucking.
But then I lost a bet once, and look at what this sadistic
Oh, this
motherfucker
was
made me do.
fucking awesome. So Paul lost a bet. He had to go in the sauna wearing a full snowsuit
With a ski mask
with a ski mask and eat a hot bowl of soup
and a hot chocolate
and a hot chocolate.
that
and
you
he-
microwaved for like an extra 5 minutes before he gave it to me.
Oh,
And he
God.
wasn't.
They wouldn't let me out until I finished it. They held the door shut.
He wasn't allowed to leave the sauna until he was done.
Yeah.
The soup and the hot
Wait,
chocolate.
that's legit dangerous, though.
I know. I was starting to get really lightheaded.
Listen, and he's claustrophobic, right?
Yes.
He gets really fucking.
Oh my
So
God!
he's beating on the door, and I got my foot on the door. I'm like, you can't come out. You can't.
I think you let some people in though, some normal people in,
Yeah.
and they're like staring at me while I'm in there and eating soup with a ski mask on and a parka.
Oh,
Why
dude,
didn't you just throw them on the floor?
what are you gonna do with him? You can't pour him on the floor.
They wouldn't let me out.
No, there's a glass. I can see him. We can see.
Yeah,
him.
yeah, they could watch me.
Yeah, I know, but once it's on the floor, the game's over. He can't. He's not gonna
No,
lose.
They would. These bastards wouldn't have let
We
me
would have
out.
just made
They
him
would
stay
have,
in there.
they would have kept me in there for a full day if I would have did that.
Fuck that.
Squat, bench, deadlift, kill one, fuck one, marry one. What do you think, Ben? I would marry the squat,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
fuck the bench, kill the deadlift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love
Yeah,
that.
you can live without the dead.
I love benching until I tore my.
I think I would definitely marry the squat.
Yeah.
You can get away with the deadlift's just you don't need it for that.
Yeah.
This is interesting. What is Paul's work-life balance like with business, judging, bodybuilding, and also time with his family? Paul has 2 kids, and he's married, and he works, but he takes time off whenever the fuck he wants.
That's not true, Fouad. Only on leg days. I'm lucky I have a flexible schedule at
Right.
work. I'd make it.
What is work?
What is
I'm a customs officer
Okay.
calls in sick every leg day?
every leg day. I used to
Every
work
leg.
midnights for years.
And you train legs on Sundays now.
Yeah,
but
we
he
just
works
started
on-
that though.
But he works on
Um,
Sundays too
Yeah, I
sometimes.
work on weekends, but I used to work midnights for years, and then we'd always do our workouts around 5 o'clock at night. And on
Yeah.
leg day, I wouldn't go in too many days, too many shifts after that.
But
I
seriously,
don't think
though,
I can work a 9 to 5 and train like I do.
no,
work a
I
9
couldn't
to
do it.
5.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's
There's no-
the days when I do like I don't work physically hard by any means, but the days where I work like a day shift, and we do 10-hour shifts, so sometimes those are a bit hard to drag myself to the gym and try to get up for a workout with him. But that's what stimulants are for.
Do you think, Ben? Do you think it's a learned skill to be a good training partner, or do you think you just kind of know, like you know the other person?
No, you know the other person because I was a good training partner for Luke, but that doesn't mean I would be for you or for James.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I'm saying, right? Because
Yeah.
me and him were talking about it earlier, and we're like, from the very first day we trained together, we kind of just knew.
yeah.
I knew how much like help he needed, and
Mhm.
how much help he knew how much help. It was kind of like we knew right away.
Yeah. I mean, put it this way: I know Luke's like when he would travel and train with other pros and train with other guys. I know he wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Because they would, and especially if the cameras rolling, like they get in his face. And Luke wasn't. I mean, if you've ever seen our videos, they're not that intense, but we'd amp that up for the video. So
Yeah.
normally it's very.
Yeah.
We're not like Dorian and fucking Leroy, screaming in each other's face because that
Yeah.
would just piss Luke off. It would piss me off.
Yeah.
And I would watch every now and then someone will come into our there'd be like 3 or 4 of us then, and they would think they'd have to do that for him,
Yeah.
and it would send him the other way. It'd be like, no. And he'd be like, fuck
Yeah.
that, we're not doing that again with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a guy when I was training. Oh, I shouldn't say. I'm not gonna say where, but I had a guy who was doing that for a little while. I don't want anybody to get tipped off. I had a guy who was doing it for a little while. I couldn't train with him anymore.
Yeah.
It just I don't like being. I like when he's when he says shit to me, it's just kind of like it's almost calm,
Or just I think I just know when you need.
or
something.
even maybe knows not. Yeah, but this guy was like screaming at me even during my warm-up sets.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
remember you told me that.
take it down a few notches.
Yeah, those are great.
So,
Was he less than you? I don't want to like.
he wasn't as high. It wasn't as like
Lower level.
Yeah,
Right. I always find that like the lower level guys would try to amp Luke up. Like they thought they had to like
they had
you
to like get him
right.
going. Yeah.
wing it. Whereas like when we trained with Flex didn't really bother that much trying to get into Luke's head. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's also more because Flex probably knows like when you're at he reached a certain level, he knows what he needs. He probably understands that Luke is the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But I know what you mean. But I know what you mean. The guys that maybe if they're at a lower level, they think this is how pros train, so I better scream at them and like.
Or I got to bring the intensity to hang with these guys.
They're kind of trying to prove themselves to Luke.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you.
What's Fouad's worst habit in the gym or out?
You're driving.
But driving's great. This motherfucker's so scared.
It's gotten better.
This guy rides motorcycles.
Oh, really? Oh, you probably love driving with Fouad then.
Dude, this guy like
adrenaline junkie.
This is what he does. Okay, so we're driving in the car. I'm Paul. I'm in the passenger seat, right?
Yeah.
You know how there's like the holy shit handle right here?
Yeah.
As soon as he hears the fucking exhaust, I'm not even going fast. Just like as soon as he hears the exhaust in my vet, he'll grab the handle and turn his head. Start staring out the window. He's like,
sometimes I just want to see what's
so I start calling him out. I'm like, hey, what are you staring at? The guy just want to look at the window. I'm like, why are you? I'm like,
but you got to remember, I've been scarred over the years with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fouad, you
my
got
driving's
You
fine.
used to drive like a maniac, though.
No.
He's had 4 stunt driving tickets.
3.
What?
4.
Most in anybody in Ontario's history.
That's not true.
No, I thought it was. Didn't the officer tell you that?
No.
I thought you were like the first guy to get 4 stunt driving tickets.
Maybe I was the first guy, yeah. But I don't think it's the most.
He's had his license suspended so many times.
I like driving fast.
Well, yeah, no, but there's not on the road.
Well, I can't always get to the track. I don't know.
I'm a bad passenger. Like if someone's driving, I don't mind if I'm in control, but I don't want to be sat next to the fucking lunatic driving.
Right.
Yeah, but he drives like a fucking grandfather anyway. Like, it's
I'm a father, so that's
well,
why I drive like a
I
father.
said, grandfather.
I got kids seats in the back. Fouad had his license suspended a few times, and I've always driven like Econo cars, basically. So I had a Pontiac G5.
Well, I got to bring it up.
I don't know if Ben knows what a Pontiac G5 is. It's a really small car.
Ben, do you know what a Pontiac G5 is?
No, I only know of one Pontiac, and it's like some American muscle car.
All right. No, it's not
It's
an
not
American.
an American muscle car.
No.
It's like a chick's car.
Look at this fucking thing, Ben.
Fouad's got a chick's car.
No, I don't.
Yeah, the black thing, the little.
The Corvette?
Your wife is
The
driving,
little
yeah.
thing. That's awesome.
This is Paul's car.
It used to be, not anymore.
This is like exactly Paul's
Now I
car.
drive a Ford Explorer.
That's a sensible car.
Thank you. Very sensible. Very good on gas.
You're such an asshole.
So I had to pick this guy up for like a couple months while he had his license suspended. So one day I pick him up and we drive to the gym together. And he gets in the car next to me. He gets in the seat and he's laughing the whole time we're driving. I don't know what he's laughing about. He won't tell me what he's laughing about. So finally he's like, okay, I'll tell you. Someone put a fake license plate on the back of your car. It says, I love cock. Do you remember that? One of my friends at work put this fake plate on. It says, I heart cock.
We were driving in this fucking car, dude. We looked so stupid.
Yeah. It was that color too.
300 fucking pounds. Well, he was like 230, but
I was 260 back in those days.
you never ever hit 260.
248. Do you remember that one
But
time?
the most you hit was 240.
248.
Oh, that's right.
My all-time high.
He can never hit 250. That's right.
Never caught go out there.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What does Paul do when he's tired and not feeling a workout, wants to take a day off, but you're relying on him to go?
It takes so much.
Just go and tough it out, or does he call you and say, I just need a day off?
I've never done
No, actually,
that. I may have done that a handful of times. in my life.
Actually, yesterday.
I still went. Yesterday was an off day.
Let me tell a story. You're like my fucking wife and just cut me off. So yesterday, I'm like, we got to train legs. He's like, all right, let's go. So we go, and he like can't get going. Like, you know how you get into a rhythm when you're training?
It's a bad day.
He can't get going. I had a fucking great workout, and I knew his was kind of like shit. He fucking apologizes to me after.
Well,
He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I don't know if I ruined the workout. I'm like,
well,
but that's how you know you have a good partner. He's like,
yeah, I don't like that bad
You know what I
workouts, and I don't want to bring down.
but going back to this guy's question, he's never ever not gone.
No.
Yeah.
Except for like twice, and I was furious.
Yeah, but over 15 years,
Yeah.
I probably count on one hand.
Literally twice.
Yeah.
For what reason? Were they good reasons, or you just were tired?
No.
Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't feeling well that day. I don't really remember.
What's Paul's usage and cycle like?
Like
Paul hasn't gone off in like
that is
15
a lie.
years.
I use TRT. I'm on a TRT dose from my doctor.
Paul,
So you haven't gone off.
Listen, Ben, Paul's TRT is like 600 milligrams. It's not even fucking.
I sometimes bump it up a little bit. I'm gonna bring it back down a little bit.
That's what I mean. It's like people go, "Oh yeah, I came off." I'm like, "Well, did you?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, I just ran TRT." I'm like, "That's not off."
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not, but his is not even normal TRT. It's
Well, I can handle that much. I get my blood work done a couple times a year, and I have it coming up again soon. So my doctor gives me shit if my levels are too high. So I got to bring it down before my next test, anyways.
So you time it so that it's coming down and you get tested.
Yeah, absolutely, I do. But in my defense, all my markers are usually pretty good. I mean, I don't know if that justifies it or not, but I'm generally pretty
any way you can justify it.
Yeah.
Ben, this guy wants to know. Stelly wants to know: are carbs more important pre or post workout? I mean, it's pretty obvious to me, but
pre.
What?
Pre.
I was gonna say post.
Okay.
I mean, you're the coach, but really?
Yeah, I'm saying pre because quality of performance. This gets more important deeper into a diet, right? For me, I always think that training should be prioritized, right?
Okay, but wait a minute. Let me throw this at you. So I've tried training on an empty stomach, and I've tried training, and usually, actually, even most of my career, my smallest meal is my pre-workout meal. So I always feel better when my stomach is empty.
Me too.
But I always feel like I need the most carbs post-workout.
Right, but I would just have my pre-workout meal earlier, so it was empty. Because I do agree that those carbs, like I'm not talking about putting carbs in 45 minutes before you train.
No. Even if I give myself an hour and a half, I still feel like my pre-workout meal is always. It's literally almost it's the smallest meal of my entire day.
Here's another question: if you don't think that important, why are you bothering putting carbs in your intro supplementation?
Because I think some carbs are important, but he's saying like if I could only have one carb meal a day, where is it the most valuable? Wouldn't it be more valuable for recovery, like for restoring your glycogen?
Not if you train like a pussy because you've got no energy.
True.
Like if you can't create that stimulus and damage because you're empty. If I'm down to like 2 weeks out and I've got one carb meal a day, it's going pre-workout.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I think John would probably say that too, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you're the coach. What kind of friend is Fouad, and how many times have you had to tell him to chill when talking to others?
A couple times. I try to calm you down sometimes if I think that, you're, getting upset about something that maybe doesn't need to be getting upset about. I'll try to calm you down sometimes. Doesn't always work. But no, Fouad's a very good friend. Fouad's a very loyal friend. That's for sure.
That's, you know what? That's true. Paul calms me down.
Yeah, I try to when you need it.
Most of the time I'm fucking flying off the handle about something. Actually, Ben's been doing that lately too.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I was like, God, I've had 3 phone calls, I think, in the past.
I've been friends with Ben for like a month. He's already like solved like 3 problems for me.
That's awesome.
He goes, "What are you doing? Can I talk to you real quick?" And then he comes on and he's like, "This motherfucker," and he's just flat him up.
Guys, man, I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
I get sometimes I get riled up about nothing. Like he knows, I get riled up about nothing sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your mood.
So sometimes it's like, that like phone a friend, like when you need help. Yeah, I have to call somebody and be like, am I fucking way out of line or what?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do, though. It's kind of like taking a step back and thinking before you react to something,
It's perception, because I'm finding that at the minute, right? So I'm at like 80% arsehole mode right now, right? So basically, yeah, like my allergies to other human beings has gone through the roof. I'm just like, you guys are fucking dicks. So I'm reading everything differently.
That's right. Yeah.
Perspective
I'm
change.
like, even when I know they're trying to be like, it could even be something like they're trying to be funny and getting on a joke, and I'm like, "Fuck you! You don't know shit. Go, you don't understand."
Yeah. When I used to diet, I can remember being like that too. You're edgy.
Yeah,
you're just edgy.
But it's not. I know what he means. It's totally like for your perception.
Yeah, right.
Because it's true. People are just trying to joke around. I actually had to apologize to like 2 people because they said something and I read it the wrong. Like, you read it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like you don't read it in the tone of voice that they're using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You read it in this tone of voice that's in your head.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think the problem is with texting and stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah. But I apologize though when they get the guy's like, I'm just joking. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, honestly, I'm fucking dieting.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're getting a lot better than you used to be.
I have got most of the time, if it's on social media and I don't know the person, if I ignore them, it means you fucked me off. If I reply, I'm generally going with the joke.
Yeah.
If I just blank you and ghost you, you probably piss me off, and I'm just like, fuck off.
Kind of like when you were racist to me earlier today.
What happened?
So you called
He said that I would.
me, right? And that's the first.
He said,
No. Tell the story.
He's
Tell
wearing
the
my
right
shirt.
story.
He's wearing my shirt, and I said I wouldn't sell that shirt to a guy. And first he made fun of the shirt in the post. Let's bring it up. Let's let everybody see how racist you are.
I'm not racist.
I get accused of this all the time
I'm not
too.
racist. I just don't like you.
You can't keep using that to defend your racism, Ben. All right, let's see what he said here.
So because the bit I was talking to Denise after on the way home, I was like, I actually thought he was pissed off at first. I was like, wait, what? Because you called me and you were like, that was a bit much, eh?
Yeah, I was joking around. So this is what Ben wrote. Blah blah blah. He's talking about himself again. He's so vain. And then at the end he writes, I found this top at a charity shop. He's wearing my shirt. So I said, you must have stole that from someone. I wouldn't sell that to someone wearing white tights. And then he replies down here, you see.
No, go up. No, go all the way up.
You'd sell fresh air to your own mother, implying that I'm an Arab salesperson.
No, I didn't.
Is that an Arab reference?
So I said,
I said fresh air, not sand.
Right. So then he calls me, right? So then he writes, oh, you took it up a notch. I like it. Then he calls me to ask about this podcast. And before he says anything, he doesn't say hello or anything. He just went, that was a bit much, eh? And I was like, and I'm like, well, I wasn't actually, I was pointing out the fact that I wasn't being as racist as I could have been.
See, this is, you know, the other problem with these things online. So you'll write that to me, right? And me and you fuck off back and forth and we'll joke about it. Or me and you do it. And then people I don't even know will start doing it.
Yeah.
You mean like comments, like on Instagram posts?
Like somebody like a fan that I don't even know. We've never talked to him before.
You'll jump in and joke and start throwing bombs?
No, they'll do it on a different post altogether.
Okay.
And I'm like,
yeah. That's the bit that's fucking me off.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's funny because I know you.
Yeah, because you're boys.
Right? You can't be a dick to me if I don't know.
That just happened to you recently. You were reading one too.
Yeah.
But I deleted the one where I said, I typed it out and then I didn't press send. I just put, there's no pleasing you people. Because I thought that would have gone, and I was like, that's going to...
Yep.
I'm going to really take hold of that one and run with it.
You racist fucking... All right. Who would win in a slap fight? I'd kill Paul.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'd slap your head right off.
Let's do it.
Not right now.
Let's do one right now.
No, you got a beard. I got no beard. You got cushion. I got to grow a beard.
Favorite stack, Paul? What's your favorite stack?
My favorite stack. Well, I don't use orals anymore, which I miss. I used to love taking orals for that first like 2 weeks or so when you're on them. You just get like
the anadrol pump.
Yeah, or even D-ball. Just get huge and full of water and strong. Yeah. I love that, but I don't do those anymore.
So what's your favorite stack now?
Now, well, I only use TRT now, Fouad. So
that's right.
To say it's
fucking
testosterone.
Bullshit. He's still full of shit.
All music is testosterone.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he's a government worker.
Growth. So, like both describing my dog.
He was like 50 and I use a growth hormone.
I wish. I wish.
My hands be like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which one of you has to get on the other's ass more in the gym? I'm always pumping him up.
Yeah, well, I work a full-time job.
Nobody fucking pumps me up. How close have you come to punching Fouad in the face?
Many times. Many times.
When you were dieting or when he was dieting?
Pardon?
Probably when
When you were dieting or when he was dieting?
Yeah. But back when I competed, he was always dieting around the same time as me anyway. So we never really where I was dieting and he wasn't.
Luke and I always did the opposites. I would diet and he'd be off season, and then we would flip flop.
Really? You never dieted at the same time?
We did one time for the Arnold, and then at 6 weeks out, I stopped dieting.
Oh, I remember that. That's right. Because you want, but that's a fucking friend. So they were dieting together, and he stopped because he was like, he wanted to focus on
Oh wow.
helping Luke.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was struggling to get in shape, and it was gonna for me to actually get in shape. I was gonna have to push things and start becoming selfish. And I was like, I was gonna do the shitty amateur Arnold, and I was like, this is not worth it for me. So yeah,
Really, that's awesome. No, but still, not many people would be that unselfish.
If you weren't able to train together anymore, would you find that some days you didn't work as hard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to admit.
not me.
Yeah, because like I said, I mean, there's some days where I work all day and then I go to the gym and it's hard to push yourself when you're by yourself.
yeah.
But
do you find you could, like, if you're going to train by yourself, you sometimes do your default movements that you know that you like and enjoy, rather than the movements that you know you need to do.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, I might go for stuff that's more pump.
Yeah.
Than you know.
I mean, you still might put the intensity in, but like I know that I'll always squat rather than say split squat or hack squat.
Right.
I don't like them. I don't enjoy them. So I might still go and squat really hard. I just do the movement that I'm good at and enjoy.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
for Paul, what's one of the most memorable preps you and how's, I don't know why this is written this way. Oh, it's Tavaleri. What's one of the most memorable preps you've had and how's or have ever trained for?
That I?
No, I think he means both of us. He said the Flex Pro and the Arnold.
Oh.
And you've never done a pro show, so.
Well, it means like what the favorite prep?
I think the favorite prep that we did together.
Okay. Well, probably. Well,
my favorite one was Orlando when I won.
Yeah, but I wasn't around.
That's why.
So are you saying it was your favorite prep because you won?
Yeah, no, because he wasn't there.
No, that's not true.
All right.
Which would have been a sweeter victory if I'd been around.
No, it was.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me or for you.
It's for you. It said for Paul.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite prep? Not really, right?
Well, yeah. I think the Arnold preps that when you did the Arnold, because you'd always get really ramped up for those, even though I know the outcome wasn't always the way
because I'd always shit the bed at the last.
I know, but the preps leading up, the weeks leading up to it, though.
Yeah.
Paul, do you go to like all the shows? Like, so you go with him before the pro shows?
Early on, yeah, early on before I had kids, I would go to every show of Fouad pretty much. But then once I had a family, I couldn't do it as often. But now that I'm judging a lot more again too, you know, like if he competes this year, I'll definitely be there.
But like
you go with,
but like when he went like on say what the Monday or Tuesday, you go with him and then you travel together and stay in a hotel. Yeah.
Yep.
What is the intensity of your workouts like when training with Fouad? That's evident in videos.
Yeah.
How does it feel being Fouad's main training partner? This is what I want to get to. If you could train with anyone else, who would it be?
Anybody.
Pick a
past or present.
Past or present.
Wow.
Or current or past or whatever. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Ben, who would you train with if you train with anybody? And don't say, I know obviously it'd be Luke, but other than Luke.
I got a couple. Tom Platz is one I'd like to have.
Do you think you could hang with Tom Platz for real?
No, I don't think I could hang with him.
Yeah,
I heard those stories where he would squat for like he set his timer on his watch, and he would squat for like 5 minutes straight or stuff like that. Like, fuck.
I know. I have a career goal that I want to squat 495 for 23 because that would be.
You can do that, can't you?
No, the closest I've got to is 17.
Why'd you go up with 23 for that? For the goal?
That's what Tom Platz hit. That was the set he did and videoed it.
That's the most he's done.
Oh, okay.
John said he's done 5 plates for like 25, I think.
5 plates aside for 20.
That's 495.
Tom Platz did it, videoed it. There's a video of it. Tom Platz did 5 plates aside for 23 reps.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I'm saying Meadows said he did 5 plates for 25.
Oh, John did that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other people that might have done more.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and Tom Platz is a full depth squatter. I'm not sure what John. I can't remember what John was like.
You know who mine would be?
Who?
Jay.
Say it louder.
Jay Cutler. I love Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Paul's in love with Jay Cutler.
I love Jay Cutler. I love his videos. He's just so chill and relaxed all the time. I don't know.
His training videos don't ever get me going.
He doesn't train like he used to for sure. But just I want to hang out with Jay Cutler.
But even back in the day, like his Olympia training videos, they weren't mega intense, right?
I saw him train once. He came to Windsor once, and I actually was at the gym when I was really young at the time. But he came to Windsor once for a guest posing, I think. And I was at the gym one day, and he happened to walk in while he was in town. And I watched him train. Well, I didn't like watch him, but I noticed him training while I was training. And he trained very fast paced. It wasn't extremely heavy. It was, I mean, I know that's relative to the person, but it didn't look like it was anything that was too heavy for him. It was like moderate weights for him, but very quickly, very fast paced, and a lot of volume, a lot of different exercises, a lot of different movements.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like something that would scare me.
No, it definitely wouldn't scare me. No.
But I think Jay's training back in the day looked, even though it didn't look scary, when you talk to him, like when I talked to him on the podcast, he's like, he did 20 sets for everything with like 30-second rest periods.
And did he do body parts twice a week too?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But it's more like the training speed.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard interviews where he said that when he was like 20, he was squatting like 600-700 pounds.
Yeah.
So it wasn't fucking, he's still doing some movements.
I think training, I don't think he, some people make stuff look easy. I don't think Jay's training was easy. I think he just made it
look easy. Yeah.
I think he makes it look easy.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. His training videos never looked like Ronnie's did. You watch Branch training, you're like, holy shit! Like, it's intense.
Yeah.
What's the craziest shit you ever seen Fouad eat or do in the gym? What's the craziest shit I've ever eaten?
Eaten? Oh man, you've put down some.
The 4-pound burger was probably pretty bad.
Oh, that was just pretty recent too.
That was like last year.
Yeah. There was that one time you came over to my house in the morning when you were dieting for a show.
A dozen donuts, but that was more like an all day.
It was just funny because you passed out on my hardwood floors for about 6 hours after that.
I went to like
I had to step around you.
I went to a sugar coma. So Chad was like, take the day off, and I told the story before. So I went. He told me to take the day off my diet for a day. So I went to Tim Hortons. I grabbed a dozen donuts. I came to his house at like 9 a.m.
I was working midnight. He woke me up.
I knock on his window, wake him up. I'm like, I got a day off. So I come in, he eats like one donut. I eat 11. And then
you passed out on my hardwood floor.
Literally 10 minutes later, I'm sleeping with my, just flat like this on a hardwood floor, snoring. I was fucking,
it was a
sugar coma.
It was this tiny little house I used to live in. And literally he took up the entire living room. So, and he was there for like 6 hours. I had to do shit around him the rest of the day. Finally woke up.
What's the craziest thing I've done in the gym? Probably nothing crazy.
Like impressive wise, you mean?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're talking to Ben, so it's not going to be too crazy.
Well, remember we used to do like railroads?
Railroads were fucking crazy. Have you ever done railroads?
No.
So I got it from Eric Fankhauser because I was like, back in the day, before my legs grew, I was always known, like they told me like in 08 or 09. 08. They were like, your legs are too small for your upper body.
Oh.
So I started talking to like Eric Fankhauser, Branch Warren. I was like, what are you guys doing, right? And they started telling me about volume. It's got to be volume, but it's also got to be heavy.
Yeah.
But Fankhauser told me about these things he called railroads, which was basically on the leg press, you start with 1 plate for 10, 2 plates for 20, 3 plates for 30, 4 plates for 40, all the way up to 10 plates for 100.
Yeah.
And then back down.
And then back down.
Yeah. Okay.
I never got to 100.
But it was like one set, right?
No, it wasn't.
You take breaks, but very short breaks.
No, we took breaks. It's still fucking impossible. I don't care what anybody says. You can't. Yeah. It's just we took breaks. We would do the 10, and we'd take a break, and then the next set we do 20. You take a break.
Then you would go. I would go.
Yeah, it was like it was fucking. It was the worst.
It was.
But my legs.
Oh, we did something. Luke and I did something similar. We didn't call it that, but we go like one on. I go, you go, and we go 10. Well, I think we went up to like 60 and then back down maybe or something.
Yeah. I think the most I ever got to was 70 or 80 reps.
Yeah.
I could never get to.
Yeah, the goal was 10, but we never.
Yeah, the goal was 10, but I could never get to 10 plates.
Yeah.
So when you got to that 70 or 80 or whatever, did you then come back down?
Yeah, you had to start stripping the plates off. So you'd get to 80. Yeah. And the next set, you'd have to go back to 70, then 60, then 50, and 40.
Yeah, it took a long time.
By the time, and then you'd finish the rest of your workout.
Yeah.
That was the first exercise.
Yeah.
And then after all that, then you would do your hack squats, your fucking whatever.
And then I think we were doing FST7 back in those days too.
Yeah.
And then we do like 7 sets of hack squats to finish.
Yeah, it was a lot of volume.
Yeah,
man.
And we do quads in the morning, hams at night a lot too.
What's going on with your prep?
You fucked me in the ass.
So with no Vaseline.
Ooh.
So he Ben called me like last week, and he was like, I look like shit. And I'm losing.
No.
This is Fouad's version of that side.
So he says to me, I think I need a second eye. So I said, call. He had 2 other coaches in mind. I won't name the names. But I said, don't use those guys. Call Justin. So he ends up calling Justin Harris, and now he looks good.
Good.
Right?
So what it was I'd started my prep, like 8 weeks ago, and I set it up, and I was going to just keep it as it was. I made a big change and then just let that run its course for like 6 weeks. I didn't have a cheat meal, didn't do a refeed, didn't do anything, just tick the days off. And things were working. I'm like, okay. Then about a week ago, I was like, okay, now I need to make a change. So I made the change. And then after about 2 days, I was looking in the mirror and I was going, I need to make another change. And then I waited a day and then I was like, I need to make another fucking change. And I did all the things. I know,
antsy.
Well, that's what happened.
yeah, I did all the things. And I was like, I'm got too much going on with work. My wife's pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing this and stressing. I was stressing myself out. And I'm like, it's not that I'm behind. It's not like I don't know what to do. I probably know too many different ways to do that. I'm chopping and changing. And then I was talking to Denise because she's a pro, and I'm like, well, I was like, I could do this, or I could do this. And I at one point, I was like, this is the 5th conversation I've had with her today about a different option I could do. And I went, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna hand it over to someone.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's why I then called Fouad and asked him.
Yeah.
So tell me what's happening since you changed, because the first thing you did was increase all your food, right?
So no, the first thing he fucking did was increase my hits cardio, which is why I sent you a screenshot of it and said, fuck you. Luckily for me, I'd already intended to do hit cardio through my prep. Yeah. So I bought the Rogue bike, which is on the back porch, by the back door. So it's right there.
Is that the assault bike that I saw you doing in a video?
Yeah. Yep. So I got one of those like 3 weeks ago, and I've been doing it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Well, Justin has me doing it 10 times a fucking week now.
Good. You're going to be fat anymore.
That's what you said to me. So it's 5 fasted 5 times a week, 20 minutes of hit.
Yeah.
And then it's also 5 times of hit post-workout as well.
For how long?
20 minutes.
For
20 minutes in the morning and 12 minutes post-workout.
12 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's crying about 12
minutes. That's not too bad.
When was the last time you did?
I've never done those assault bikes. So
12 minutes is like 4 intervals.
I've never used them.
No, it's 15 to 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. It's 12 intervals.
Oh, is it really?
I'm not talking about like medium hit, which is what Luke used to do, which is where he'd go on the stairs and go 3 down to 1. 3.
That's awesome.
It's like, it's a fucking balls
15
out
seconds
sprint.
is nothing. Stop crying.
Okay.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
All right. Do one round, 20-minute hit session and let me know how it feels.
Sorry, what's the interval again? How's it go?
15 seconds
15 seconds flat out.
Well, 15 seconds.
45 off, 20 times.
So every minute you're going hard for 15 seconds. And then
Yeah.
Every minute though.
Seems easy.
Seems it.
It's like having sex. You're going hard for 15 seconds, and then you just take it easy.
Yeah.
One time.
One time.
That's one interval, Fouad.
Listen to this, fanboy. Listen to this.
What? Right.
This is going to be fucking amazing. If anyone has had the opportunity to sit and talk to Paul for more than a few minutes,
this is Kelly Hermish,
you'd know that not only is he a wealth of information pertaining to the sport and industry, but is also a solid family man and absolutely fucking hilarious gorilla of a man. Hashtag I have a man crush. Hashtag Paul is my idol. Hashtag don't embarrass me.
Who is that?
I don't know. You're fucking super fan.
Why?
It's Marco DeLembo.
Oh, buddy of mine from work.
Oh, you got your fucking buddies. You got your buddies fucking writing shit on my fucking page for you.
He means it.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Marco. Love you too.
Anyways, I don't really know what anybody else wants me to ask you. They all want to know like how big a piece of shit I am.
Well, he's a huge piece of shit.
Like,
yeah.
like every question is like, how do you put up with Fouad throughout the years?
Well, like you said, I smoke weed.
Smokes a lot of weed.
No, Fouad is angry at times. I'm not gonna lie, but that same, I've always told you this. The same stuff that makes you angry makes you such a loyal and good friend and passionate. That's how I describe Fouad. He's passionate. You might think he's an asshole. But he's not. He's a passionate guy with everything he does. You
just got to take the good with the bad. I mean, fuck. I agree. I'm fucked up, but it also is what makes me good. So,
but there's some things like I wish there was. Like there's parts of him that I wish I was was more like I wish I was more aggressive in certain areas of my life, you know.
Yeah, but somebody asked, like, what makes you guys a good team?
Because we're opposites.
And that's because we're not the same.
He's exactly like my wife, but he's big and ugly and male. They're both alpha personalities. They both get shit done. So I don't know. I guess just in some ways, I tend to, be attracted to people like that. Not attracted in a way like that with him, but
more important, he's attracted. He just said he was attracted.
Oh, he's hideous. I would never.
So more importantly, before we go, the Tampa Bay Pro is 3 weeks away, or under 3 weeks now. And Iain Valliere was on the podcast last week talking about basically how easy it was going to be to beat Hunter. He said actually word for word, I think I'll paraphrase. He said, he'll be my only competition, but I will beat him. Something like that.
Really?
So what I'm asking you guys, you're a judge,
mm-hmm.
and you're just a guy, but whatever.
That's the nicest thing you've ever called me.
What do you guys think? Is Iain better than Hunter? Not better, but I mean Hunter's younger, but can Hunter beat Iain?
Can he? Yeah.
You think so?
He can. I don't know what he's going to look like the day of the stage.
Wait a minute. I'm not saying he can like he will one day. I'm saying in 3 weeks at the Tampa Bay Pro, do you think Hunter, if they're both 100%, do you think Hunter has enough to beat Iain?
Yes. No disrespect to Iain. I like Ian's physique, but yes, we were with Hunter back in March in Columbus.
Yeah.
And we went through some poses with, he was posing for John. We took a look at him, and he's very complete. He's very complete.
His posing is going to be nice as well.
What's that?
He's been working on his posing, like his presentation.
Well,
there's no way Lee's not letting him. Like they've been going.
But I wonder to myself, because they're very similar physiques.
Yeah.
They both have a very
I don't agree.
I think so. They both have that rugged.
I think Hunter is much more aesthetically pleasing and flowing than Iain.
He flows a little better, but I think
Iain might have him a little bit.
I feel like Ian's got a little more size at this point.
But I got to see them next to each other.
This is the thing. You just said it. The ultimate thing is I have to see them stand next to each other because, like, on Instagram, Hunter looks like he could be Mr. fucking Olympia.
Yeah, and so does Iain. He looks great.
But if I want to see them stand next to each other to see what kind of size they're giving up.
Each other's weaknesses and strengths come out more when they're standing next to somebody.
What are the weaknesses? Like,
I don't know, but I mean, just think I judged Iain before.
I think Ian's got him from the back. Ian's got him from the back.
Ian's got him from the back. You said.
Density and thickness wise, Ian's got Hunter at the minute. I was talking to Denise about this the other day because Denise and Hunter, they're pretty good friends, right? Because we're all in Texas, and she used to live in Houston. And I, through Luke, hung out with Hunter quite a lot. The progression that Hunter's made since winning nationals, it reminds me of Luke. I said he's the only other person that, when Luke went from an amateur to a pro, he stepped up, right? And the only person I've seen go from an amateur to a legit threat at his debut, other than Luke, was Hunter. Like the progress that he made. I said, actually, I think the injury that Hunter got, where he had to have surgery, was one of the best things that ever happened to him. Because I think it made him take time off, step back and start over. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Leon's back there's so much more density and thickness on that.
So this is Iain Valliere. For those of you who don't know, I want to bring him up because not all of you are like hardcore bodybuilding fans. So I wanted to bring up.
Do you have any stage shots?
Kind of who we're talking about. This is Iain last year.
Wow.
But this is 2018.
That's a great.
Okay, this is the funny thing though. This is 2018. We're talking 2 years later.
Yeah.
So he's going to be like this, but better.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
And then we talk about Hunter. This is Hunter Labrada. I just don't know. To me, they have
click right. Yeah, I want to see.
That's
like it's a beautiful physique.
How recent is that picture?
You know, it's like Paul said it best. It's like I just have to see them stand next to each other.
Yeah, it's very hard
because right now, if I had to guess, I feel like Ian's a little bigger.
Ian is bigger. I'm not. But go to Hunter's back shots on that.
Does he have any up? Yeah,
density wise, he blows him out the water, right? That's a nice shot.
That's a good shot.
I don't know if there's a lot of back there though.
No, lower lat maybe.
There is, but I feel like it still needs to develop down here.
Yeah, I agree. His back's not like
What does Ian's back double bicep look like?
that last part. That's crazy. That shot.
I know he's got one. Here's one here. So like this.
Is that
This is a back. This is 10 weeks out though.
Yeah, that's not
angle doesn't really give it justice either.
But I feel like it's thicker.
I feel like Hunter's prettier.
Hunter's is
Ian's
prettier.
Yeah.
Hunter's is pretty. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Like, look at that shot. Look at that double bicep on Hunter. Like that's a nice shot. I don't know.
Side shots, I think Iain.
He'll probably have more density from the side.
Ian's going on the side. Ian's from the side is mean looking.
He is for sure.
I think Ian's got him on side. I don't know though. Look at this side chest.
Ian's side tricep is like a monstrous shot.
Wait a minute though. Look at this. Look at this side chest. And then look at this side chest.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different angle, so you can't tell for sure.
Yeah.
And one's 10 weeks out and one's 3 weeks out.
Look at this. Look at this fucking leg though. Like this is. I don't know, man. Honestly, I can't really judge. I have a hard time like guessing.
It'll be great to see them next to each other though.
But look at Ian's got the same leg, that same drop.
Yeah.
It looks like Hunter has him a little bit in the arms. Right?
Mm.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, like even when you see guys in the gym that look massive and super impressive, until you see them on stage next to other people, it's very hard to give a good assessment.
I know. Sometimes you can tell like in photos, but these guys, I feel like these guys are so close. It's like you're not. It's like
who else is doing that show?
Justin Mackey, who's our athlete. I think he's still a little new. Like he still needs to develop a little more, but I think he'll be in the
light, right?
Is that?
He's a little light.
Well, I think he's smaller than the other guys for now. I think he just needs to put on some size. I'll bring him up just so you can take a look. He's got a really nice shape though.
Yeah.
And he's actually in very good condition. So I'm like, I wonder how far his shape will carry him over his size.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he looks like he needs a little bit more mass to stand with like Iain and Hunter, but he's got a really like look at the sweep on his legs is crazy. Like,
but his chest and shoulders don't have that roundness that Hunter's does, right?
Not the 3D look yet. I don't think.
He's just got a good shape, man.
He does got beautiful shape and nice lines. It's hard as nails.
He just got a good shape. I really feel like look at the side of the leg here. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
But he's still a little light. Like you said, he needs a little bit more size.
He's pretty young though, isn't he? Or is
but it's another one though. It's another one. I want to see what he looks like standing next to those guys because I don't know.
Who else? Anybody else in that?
I think is it John Mackey?
Oh yeah, okay.
No,
I don't think it's John.
It's not John. Is
Justin? No.
Joe Mackey. Joe Mackey. Iain, when I told Iain about Joe, he fluffed him off.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even worried about it. And that's pretty impressive to me.
Yeah.
He's again small compared to Iain.
No, he's not small. Come on.
Don't think?
You think he's small?
I don't know.
Compared to Iain, the Ian's so round and fucking dead.
Wait. I think it's just the angle.
How tall is he?
This doesn't look like a small person to me.
No, he looks tall as shit there. That might be why he looks small.
Here's a bunch of shots.
Okay. Looks good.
Nah, Ian's got
the back. Look at the back. Iain would kill that.
I'm not saying I'm not saying he can beat Iain. I'm just saying I don't think it's just a flop like, oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Yeah, he's got a lot of muscle.
He looks impressive to me. I don't know.
He's got some freaky body parts.
Maybe I've been out for too long and I don't see. I mean,
I always think freaky body parts tell me that the physique is imbalanced as well.
Yeah, if some's standing out too much, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he does look like a bunch of really freakish body parts.
Yeah.
And some that are missing. It's a bit.
There's some holes. Yeah, for sure. I don't like that hamstrings.
Hamstring definitely need more hamstring. That's a thick fucking arm.
That's a huge
big arm from the side. Yeah.
Yeah. Big quads too from the front.
This shoulder arm combo is triceps, sick. Yeah. But it's like the quad doesn't have that sweep.
And the
hamstring don't have that drop.
Yeah.
He's going to lose a lot of points there, I think.
Yeah. It's a little soft in the back to it.
Yeah.
The back's like
these hamstrings aren't wide either. Like they're not. There's a big gap here.
Yeah.
I feel bad doing that. Like we're not trying to pick apart.
No, not at all. No, he's got a great physique.
I hope like if Joe watches this, we're not trying to pick apart. We're just trying to be objective as possible.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful physique. Like this is. I just feel like it needs a little bit more muscle in the lower body. more so from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he could do a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his back looks like though.
Yeah, the one shot there, the back double bicep. I don't know if I did him justice.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Look how big his fucking triceps are, man.
Yeah, I know they're hams. Jesus.
Anyway.
So those are the 3 big names that you know of that are doing it?
Yeah, I don't really know anybody else who's doing it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Hunter and Iain stand next to each other, though.
Yeah.
They're going to be a great comparison. And you know they're both going to be conditioned. They both always are.
Yeah. Okay. Ben, thanks for coming on. What happened? Why can't I hear you?
I turned my mic off because there was a train going by. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I said my internet held up, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. We're back on you want to get back on Thursday?
Sure. Who's on?
James?
Have you just
Should we ask James or somebody else? This is probably a discussion for off the air.
I was about to say you're recording. Right? I can't answer this.
All right, we'll talk about it. I hope you guys enjoyed Paul's fucking foray into the podcast world.
Yeah.
You guys don't stop bugging me now to get Paul on the podcast.
Ask for a repeat.
Don't. We already have a.
Did you guys cover Fibre?
What?
Oh my God!
The Fibre talk. He won't talk about Fibre. He refuses to acknowledge how important it is in your diet.
Ben, you're such an ass.
I had my Fibre this morning, though.
All right, let's talk about. Before we go, let's talk about Fibre.
Okay.
Paul has an obsession with Fibre. Okay.
Well, but who started? You started.
You know why? It's because he's 47 and he fucking can't shit anymore.
I get shit fine.
So he's
just regular.
It's ever since the protein bar incident in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where it started. Yeah.
No, I told him this. I think it was like
a couple years ago.
I think I was talking to Roman Fritz like a year or two ago about his diet, and he sent me his diet. He's like, "This is what I'm doing," and it was like 1,000 grams of carbs and something else. It was like a fucking ton of food. But he's like, every morning I wake up, I drink a psyllium husk shake to start the day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I tried it like once or twice. I'm like, this is good. Like I took a big dump. I'm like, it works. So I tell Paul. He's stuck. He latched onto it. Like it's the secret. It's the secret to everything in bodybuilding. Like
I remember I sent you pictures for a while.
He would he sent me pictures.
Great. That thing's log like this.
And then he starts experimenting. He's like, I found if I take it at night, 3 hours before I go to bed, I'm like, it's fucking Metamucil, man. Nobody fucking cares. Like,
that's amazing. Your time in your Fibre intake.
Oh my God.
I do.
I'm telling you,
because I can't have it too close to bed because I wake up in the middle of the night. Got to take care of business. So, and in the morning is not great. So if I got to go to work after that, I don't want,
This is what I have to go through. He's doing right now.
I got to strategically plan where I put it.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Luke was obsessed with it.
Really?
With what? Fibre or taking a dump?
Both. And using
Really?
Fibre. So he used to use the Species Nutrition one. What's Fibrelize?
Fibrelize.
And that's psyllium husk too, I think.
Honestly, he'd go fucking crazy. If he run out, his stress levels would go through the fucking roof.
Are you serious?
He texted me like, "Have you got any Fibrelize in? Can I borrow some? I've run out. I've ordered it on Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow, but I need some today." Like if we were going for a show, he'd make sure that he ordered one to the hotel, so it was already there. I'm not joking, because he was like, "Oh, I need to make sure that I go and take a shit in the mornings if I'm in like peak week, etc."
Yeah. Are you the same way?
So I do increase mine during a prep.
Like
so
in supplement form though.
Yeah, so I do. I told you who I use. It's a non-Redcon supplement.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say, but anyway, I just use their greens and then their Fibre, and I take that after my cardio, before my breakfast, and then I do another one before my last meal.
Oh, you do it twice a day?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should do that.
I'm not an amateur.
Once a day right now.
He's taking tips. He's gonna take more
I'm
Fibre.
not gonna write this
The guy's
down.
gonna fucking have diarrhea now.
Yeah, no, I like spreading it out through the day, and then in the mornings I wake up. But I can take it last thing at night, and I'll last the night. So
how many? Let's get really specific for him, so you can fucking
15 grams.
Stop bugging me. 15 grams.
So a scoop. One scoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we good with the
Okay.
Are we
Thanks,
good?
Ben. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start that tomorrow.
But the reason I do it in a prep is because the food becomes less, and until I have my high carb, like Justin's high carb day on Saturday, I was even eating, sleeping, or shitting. Right? It was just.
I was going to ask you. You said your high carb day was 1,000 grams of carbs.
Wow.
So it was 970 plus a cheat meal.
Are you doing Slim with that or no?
So yeah, he had me do insulin meal 1, pre-workout, and with the cheat meal, and he gave me a parameter to sit. So he said between 4 IU and 15 IU, depending on what works for you.
Yeah.
We had a discussion.
You have to start. You have to start on the lower end, and then.
Yeah, he's like, if you know where you're at with it, because I have a good grasp on what I need for what meal.
Yeah.
But also, I also haven't used insulin in 10 weeks, and I know that my sensitivity is much different now. So I started on the lower end. I think I went 6, 6, 8 or 9 for the cheat, because when I think I could get away with a little more. So,
what was your cheat? What was your cheat? Burgers, homemade burgers? That's what I had.
I had 2 burgers and like half a tray of the cookies.
So I absolutely hate insulin, so I don't like use it that much. But I've been, I always wonder about it. Don't you have to have like? I thought you had to have like 0 fat or close to 0 fat to make it effective.
Yeah, no, I mean it works. It does its job whether there's fat in there or not. I typically like using it for most people away from fats.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, but you use it for your
diet fats. I mean, but it's not gonna. There's a couple of different ways of doing it.
I don't want to say. Wait, let me rephrase. I don't want to say it's not gonna work. But I'm saying to make it most effective, don't you want to have it with low fat or no fat meals?
Potentially, but you're also trying to uptake all nutrients, right?
Yeah.
As well. So some of that fats, I'm talking during a prep, aren't going to be. I kind of want to store. That day's a storage day, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. If I was worried about it, I wouldn't be eating 1,000 grams of fucking carbs, right?
Yeah.
If I'm off season, then I would very much control where my insulin was spiking around my higher fat meals. Yeah. Like I told you, I did that experiment where I ran Lantus and Humalog with every meal.
Yeah.
And my dietary fats were 0. I think I had like.
Well, what's the point of doing Lantus with every meal? Because isn't it like a 12-hour half-life?
No. I did Lantus in the morning, and then I had Humalog.
Oh, and then you did the Humalog. Yeah, with every meal you did Humalog. I got it.
Just bump it up again.
Yeah. Just to spike that one meal. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many weeks out are you now, Ben?
Saturday I was 10 and 12.
10 and 12 weeks out. 2 shows.
Oh, you're doing 2 shows?
Yeah.
Which 2 shows?
Yeah.
Which 2 shows?
The Heart of Texas and the Texas State.
Okay. Is one of those a pro qualifier? No.
I'm not.
Are you doing men's physique?
I'll do whatever class they let me in.
An asshole.
Whatever one I fit in.
Right now, call me fucking.
I don't know how I'm still so fucking heavy. I was 274 this morning.
Really?
Yeah. I've been wondering that myself. Like, I was still 282 this morning, and I've been dieting not hard, but I've been on the diet now for over 3 weeks. My weight's like gone up.
Yeah. I honestly think I'm growing, like, especially the last 8 weeks, especially since I cut my food back, my gear went up and my training's been solid. Like, I really started to, after my injuries, I started getting consistent, and I think I must have grown. I've recomped for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. My arms are for sure bigger. They don't look it right now, but when I pose, my arms are way bigger than they were. I think I've got some body parts that are down, and then some body parts that are up. So we'll see.
Still have time to bring them back, though.
Yeah.
Right? Especially
I was playing around. Actually, I did normally I have my leg day is my high day, right? And then I have on Sundays, and then I have Monday off.
Yeah.
And that didn't make any sense to me. So what I did was move my high day to Saturday, and then I did back on Sunday after.
Yeah.
And my back got blown up. And it's sore as shit now. I played around with some stupid exercises that if anyone saw me training, they'd be like, what the fuck's he doing? But I felt it. And I was like, I tell you what I did. So, and it sounds stupid. I did a close grip lat pull down, stood up.
Yeah, that's not bad. I do it on a reverse incline bench.
Reverse grip or
but the range was like from here to here. Okay. Like, it was like this much range. And my the contraction in my lats was almost unbearable.
Some days you just get that mind muscle connection going, eh?
Yeah. Because when I stretch up too high,
Yeah.
I get a lot of bicep and a lot of stealth, and then I'm like, I'm losing it, you know?
Yeah.
And I can move a lot of load, so I just fucked around. And today I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick to doing that. I don't care.
You ever wonder sometimes if the training's like, because that happens to me sometimes, and then I try and repeat it, and I don't get the same effect.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's sometimes just because it's something different.
Yeah. Or some days you can just tune in with it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Also, I think I've done it in the last 8 weeks. I've tried different things, and I didn't realize I was as flat as I was.
Yeah.
Because the pumps I was getting the other day, I was like, holy shit. I was like, unbearable. From that 1,000 grams of carbs, it was unbearable.
Yeah. On Justin's diet, though, you're eating way more food. So,
yeah.
Okay. Let's get back Thursday. Sound good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, brother.
With me. All right,
Paul.
okay. Bye, Paul.
I bet.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.